Hey there, everyone. That sexy nerd is back again, and we're watching Nostalgia Critic. He did a B movie, and boy, was I wrong about this. I thought it was going to be like the producers or something when they heard it was going to be a Matthew Broderick movie. I forgot that B movie exists. And you like jazz? Yeah. I never really liked this movie that much. It was cute when I saw it, but there was a reason I only watched it like maybe once or twice. Once. Uh, I remember Patrick Warburton being in it. I think it's the first time. I think it's the first time I'd ever seen him in a feature length movie, and I was like, it was a big deal for me. But all he is the jealous husband. And oh wait, no, that's a lie. I think Emperor's New Groove was the first time I saw Patrick Warburton. So never mind. But it was good to have him back. I remember it was good to have him back because of Emperor's New Groove. So, and also I think it was around the time I started watching Family Guy, and I'm like, that's Joe! Look at me, I'm Joe! I'm paralyzed from the waist down, but I make up for it for having a strong upper body. Well, I do say that a lot. Yeah. Yeah, I love Patrick Warburton. I mean, I never was into Jerry Seinfeld. I grew up with the show Seinfeld the entirety of it being on there. My parents would watch it like every day, and I just didn't care. I honestly watched Friends a hell of a lot more than I ever watched than Seinfeld. And everybody's like, Seinfeld is the best thing since Jesus, and I'm like, who the hell cares? I've always tried to watch it, can never get into it, never got into his style of humor, but that's just me. I mean, maybe eventually I'll get into it, but as of right now, still nothing. Still does nothing for me, I don't know how that's going to go over with some of you, but there it is. Now, again, this movie is because, again, Matthew Broderick. Yeah, I know. I remember he was saying like this is the only one where I actually believe Matthew Broderick was actually trying to act or something like that. And I'm like, I don't know. But again, now because of him, now I'm the biggest Matthew Broderick shitter on her that ever lived. Everybody's like, so a couple of people have actually watched like some Matthew Broderick movies with me. The one was Godzilla. I've had a couple of people watch that old Godzilla movie, which is really not that bad if you really take a bit, if you distinguish the fact that it's not really Godzilla, it's just the thing called Zilla. But whatever. And I think I forgot what the other one was. I think a friend of mine, the one who owns this place, actually watched Inspector Gadget, and I was like shitting all over the movie, and I was like, she's like, why are you always being so mad against Matthew Broderick? Because he's a shitty actor. And apparently he's good in here. And I'm like, it's still Matthew Broderick. I always heard his voice. So I don't see what that makes him so worthy in the critics' eyes. But I'm sure we'll figure it out here. So not much else to say. Let's just get into the episode. And remember, please smash that like button if you want to see more sexy and nerdy content. And subscribe if you think I deserve it. And remember, sign up for my Patreon for all my latest reactions to all my latest videos. Well, let's do this thing, y'all.
Welcome to our family focus group for our upcoming film, B-Movie.
Yeah, you said there was a party here?
If by party you mean celebration of laughter,
So that's a
Oh,
no.
God.
we're observing the response
Goth?
of three demographics.
They don't know how to
Grown-ups?
laugh.
Just my body, not my mind.
You're a dad, aren't you?
How'd you know?
Because our teen demographic is disgusted by you.
Wow.
You don't even know what I do.
And finally, we have our kid demographic. You promised me a Jolt energy drink. Not until after
Jolt.
the screening, son.
I heard those were bad for kids.
Nonsense, my child has always had facial hair. Now, sit back and enjoy.
B-movie.
Hey buddy, Jerry Seinfeld here. You remember me from making the greatest sitcom you've ever seen in your life.
That's true.
Well, now I'm in this cartoon as a bee. I'm a bee!
He's not really a bee. That's funny.
Because we're kids film, you probably gotta take it easy on us, though you might get annoyed us going back and forth between funny and not funny. For example, our lives are so short, all our schooling is done in a week.
That's funny.
And we're also called newbies. And there's
That's
plenty
cute.
more where that came from, but it looks pretty and you weren't bored, so what do you say? Give us a pass?
Yeah, I guess this ain't half bad.
Hey kid, Jerry Seinfeld here, the comedian your dad
Kid.
thinks is God for some reason. I'm getting paid millions not to try and completely insult your intelligence.
You're doing a great job of that.
I made this movie specifically for idiots. If you're watching this, I think you're an idiot. You're an idiot!
You're an idiot.
I'm a bee!
You are the worst thing that we have made as a species.
This whole movie is just an hour and a half of me saying, I'm a bee! You're an idiot!
You will be the greatest troll on the internet with this movie.
What?
This random line that means nothing will be your battle cry,
You like jazz?
Oh!
It'll get old so quickly.
which is what you
You like
want.
This
jazz?
isn't 4D chess. It's 5D chess.
Every troll in the world will be amazed at how smart you are.
Be amazed.
That was already brilliant.
I'm just getting started.
They'll write stories about your expert use of
Chris Rock
irony.
for some reason.
No other kids are getting this idea.
Let us destroy this movie for everyone, almost for good reasons.
So, what did everybody think?
Decent.
Terrible.
So, did they have sex or not?
Something is seriously wrong with Malcolm's kid. I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up like one from Stranger Things.
Everyone is just waiting. Waiting for it all to be over.
It almost doesn't seem fair to call 2007's B movie divisive because, well, it feels
Nobody
like it's
cared.
evolved beyond that. In both good and bad ways.
How?
You see the trailer for this film, hell, even just the poster, hell, even just the title, and you immediately get an idea what you're gonna think about it. And there's really nothing in the movie that's gonna change your mind. And it certainly doesn't lie about what it is. It's Jerry Seinfeld as a bee. Just kinda doing whatever he wants in a story that's all over the place and doesn't have much focus on character as much as jokes.
It really
And the
doesn't.
jokes, well, let's be honest, are also very Jerry Seinfeld. They're all over the place. I, of course, love his classic sitcom, but I'm not surprised when people say it can be pretty dad jokey for what many say is one of the great comedies. To me, that's part of the charm. Jerry just doesn't care and does the humor he enjoys, and
what I'm
there's
saying.
something admirable about that. And yes, I do know sometimes the humor is intentionally cringy, if it can be really cringy.
Well, why do I need your permission?
Because he's my butler.
That was awful. That was awful. Just awful.
B-movie is similar, but doesn't have the advantage
I didn't
of
even get
saying
it.
obsessing over funny little things.
Ray Liotta! Yeah, that was the best.
So, I mean, nothing. It's a show about nothing. That still doesn't feel right. I did a whole video on it. Leave your complaints there. But everyone
Yeah, I
going into
remember
this knows who Seinfeld is, knows his brand of humor, and to some degree is looking for something similar. Yet the reactions to it have been pretty extreme. If you love it, you really love it. If you hate it, you really hate it. Even if you just think it's okay, you think it's really okay. Watching
What?
it again, I will admit.
What? No, I don't.
Gone from the liking category to the okay category.
Yeah, it's
I do
okay.
see more than the number of jokes that really miss,
don't think
but
it's really
there's still
okay.
a fair amount that work, and I do get a laugh at how humorously unfocused.
Yeah, look
I
at
just
Winnie the
loved.
Pooh.
I never knew where this movie was going. And yes, I'm sure part of the hatred came from this becoming baby's first troll movie. I'll admit this phenomenon was past my time, but from what I heard, everyone who lived through it is instantly pro-genocide. And maybe if I had to see all that, I would hate this movie.
I'm sorry?
But I'm here mainly to talk about the film itself and not the memes that got so
Pro-genocide?
obnoxious it could be one of my memes.
That's-
So let's take a look at the film.
But, like, so what? This movie turns you into a Trump supporter? Well, what are you talking about pro-genocide? I don't get it.
Film that represented something completely different, depending on who you are and who you were when you saw it. Because
What?
hey, sometimes it's fun to intentionally sabotage your comment section.
Hey, you know what my favorite Beatles song is?
Let it be.
Well, no, just saying Beatles was the joke, but that's even better. I am a guy.
Better or worse, let's take a look at B-movie.
Jesus.
The film opens where else? In a beehive, where Jerry Seinfeld plays Barry B. Benson. Like I said, it's the exact movie you think it's gonna be. Who's graduating college.
Yellow, black, yellow, black, yellow, black, yellow, black. Ooh, black and yellow.
As I mentioned before, the film has a
Really?
weird habit of following a funny joke with an unfunny joke.
Barry, why don't you use the stairs? Your father paid good money for those.
Sorry.
Alright, that's good.
A perfect report card. All B's.
It's okay, that's the only B pun. Oh wait, there's a lot more. As the credits roll, Barry picks up his friend Adam, played by Matthew Broderick, who thankfully isn't in the film long enough to ruin it.
3 days of grade school,
Yeah,
3 days of high school.
Those were so awkward.
3 days of college.
By the end of the day, most of my movie career will be dead. Graduation moves so fast, they're literally thrown into their job orientations right after.
That's
And for
cute.
people who say there's nothing to this movie, I like to point out one of the directors of Prince of Egypt worked on this. And it shows because the point of view shots and sense of scale are really good.
Wow. Pretty cool though.
You can watch this movie on mute and still enjoy it. In fact, I think that's how some people do enjoy it.
That girl was hot.
She's my cousin.
She is?
Yes, we're all cousins.
Suddenly the romance later doesn't sound too bad, does it?
You'll stay in the job that you pick for the rest of your life.
I didn't know that.
What's the difference?
Randomly became an anime dub there.
Yeah.
The honey field just isn't right for me.
And you were thinking of what? Making balloon animals? That's a bad job for a guy with a stinger.
Yeah, this film setup is gonna make people go back and hate the movie Ants. Oh, wait, I guess it already happened. Thanks, B-movie!
Really?
Gonna be a star?
No one's listening to me.
Wait till you see
Why
the
do you
sticks
hate
I
that
have for you.
movie?
I can say anything I want right now.
Trust me, I know, that was the only sentence in my contract. The next day they go to pick their jobs, which, as you'd imagine, goes very fast.
Step up and make your choice.
Oh my. What's available?
Everything but actor. But we got 5 openings. Shut up! It also goes back and forth between being really good and really awkward.
He's dead. 2 more dead. Dead from the neck up, dead from the neck down. But that's life.
Oh, this is so hard.
Maybe they're waiting for the sitcom music?
But that's life.
And you know, it seems like everybody makes fun of Seinfeld every once in a while. God damn, even the show Big Mouth made fun of Seinfeld. And I didn't, and again, I've never watched a full episode of Seinfeld, and I knew exactly what they were doing.
Barry gets inspiration to be a pollen jock and secretly joins them to get outside and see the world.
I'm out. I can't believe I'm out.
Okay, I'm sorry. I know this is gonna sound insane, but I feel really bad I didn't see B-movie on the big screen. These are good shots. I even heard it was shown in 3D, which I bet would look amazing without distractingly showing off. Though I don't know, did they advertise it as 3B? That probably would.
Hey, Candy Brain, get off there!
Barry gets stuck on a tennis ball and, okay, is that his wing, or are they borderline Roger Rabbit VHSing this?
No, that's Roger Rabbit.
Barry gets separated from the group and ends up in the apartment of Vanessa and Ken, played by Renee Zellweger and Patrick Warburton.
Okay. Wait. Yeah, I know.
Animated that really wanted to be that bee. Barry is touched that Vanessa saved his life, so he returns to her home to thank her.
Oh, I can't do it. Come on. How should I start it?
You like jazz?
I now have to hate something I originally had no opinion on. He finally talks to her, and big shock, she's freaked out and Insect can talk.
How did you learn to do that?
What?
The talking thing.
Same way you did, I guess.
That's very funny.
Bees are funny.
Again, that was my one-sentence pitch for the movie. To the film's credit, nobody sounds like they're not having a good time.
Yeah.
Zellweger is clearly cast as the generically kind beauty, but her quirky delivery does make her scene stand out and give her more of a
It's
character.
kind of funny.
Are you all right?
No.
I know somebody who'd be angry if he saw you do that.
My parents
You don't know what you're doing with Wilkins Coffee.
wanted me to be a lawyer or a doctor, but I wanted to be a florist.
Okay, honestly, how can anyone think any part of this movie is supposed to be taken seriously? I really don't think we're supposed to believe the romance between these two. I would take the romance between these two more seriously before that.
Oh,
In fact, I bet people do.
No. Yeah. Yes, they do. They do.
Okay, they do. All right.
Yeah, they do. Well, no shit.
Comes to grips with the fact that he
It's the internet. Why exactly would they disappoint you in that regard?
might be in love with a human woman.
She's human.
Oh, no. That didn't happen. You didn't do that. That's a B-law.
B-law.
Mila.
So this happened enough they made legislation about it?
Oh, wow.
That's where that He-Man character came from.
This is over.
Eat this. They call it a crumb, and that's not even what they eat. That just falls off what they eat.
Again, good joke.
Do you know what a Cinnabon is?
And that's a product placement that falls off another product placement later.
Barry, how much longer is this going to go on? It's been 3 days.
After reenacting the pollinate. Actually, that one's more clever spelled out. We know it is. This movie's rubbing off on me. His parents do start to put together he might be in love.
Pollinate.
I'm meeting a friend.
A girl?
That's funny.
I just hope she's B-ish.
Oh my god.
Yeah, can I have a dozen red roses, please?
Come on. I'm sorry. I know that is stupid, but it's just so stupid it rolls right back around to being funny again. Come on, man. Come on. How could you not appreciate the humor of that? I hope she's not BS.
Felt like about 10 pages.
Well, you've really got that down to a science.
Well, I lost a cousin to Italian Vogue.
Well, that was funny. I guess the next joke must be
Ray Liotta Private Select.
confusingly random. It counts. And something so odd will happen, I just have to laugh. Like when he's determined to figure out who's stealing and selling their honey.
Upset any of you?
Oh, yeah. That was funny.
I'm sorry, it is embarrassing to laugh at
It's
those scenes.
so
I mean,
dumb.
Yes, I let out laughter, but all I'm thinking in my head is,
I come before you today, humbled and humiliated.
Barry tries
Who wants
to
to
follow
kill
a honey
Peter
truck, but
Parker?
gets stuck inside. Here he meets a mosquito, played by Chris Rock.
Whoa!
Random.
Whose blood's about to leave the building?
Thanks
Super
for the
random.
1 hour recording session, Chris. I'll return the favor in top 5.
They make the honey, and we make the money.
He gets to the honey farm where he sees bees are being smoked to separate them from the honey.
Our queen was moved here. We had no choice.
This is your queen? That's a man in woman's clothes.
All right, stop. Don't add anymore. The joke already got a laugh.
That's a drag queen.
You know, I would have loved to have known the story of that character. Who got to him? Why did he switch sides? Does he actually look like the real queen? That would have been on par with any of the random side stories in this, and I would have laughed. But you blew it. That add nothing. You keep adding something and make it nothing. Stop doing that. Better has blew it. That add nothing. You keep adding something and make it nothing. Stop doing that. You better had something equally weird to match that.
Tonight on V. Larry King, we're talking to Barry Benson.
Okay. God forgive me. I think that's one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life.
What?
It's not that the bees have a Larry King. That'd be stupid. It's that he's literally called B. Larry King. It is so phenomenally lazy, it's hysterical. And to make the joke better, they actually do dive into it in a similar way I was saying they should have with the previous scenario.
Oh.
You know they have a Larry King in the human world, too.
It's a comedy.
Yeah, I remember
Next week on B. Larry King.
No, I mean, he looks like you and he has a show with suspenders.
That is the right way to
That
add
is
on
hilarious.
to a joke. It's like they put a lot of hard work into showing you how much they didn't try with this joke.
You know what? That's probably the reason why he didn't go into that. Because think about it. It seems like the two, it feels like he went on the obvious joke on the first one. They said, oh, that didn't work. The drag queen bit didn't work. You know what? Let's go into B. Larry King. Yeah, that'll win over the kids. Boy, Jerry, you do not understand people at all.
It's a phenomenal paradox.
Pointy shoulders, squinty eyes, very Jewish.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm sure the press tour with them will go better.
Is this still CNN? That was the #1 show on television, Larry. Do you know who I am?
Barry decides to sue the human race for stealing their honey. Yeah, like I said, it randomly jumps around a lot. As he goes up against a lawyer named Montgomery, played by John Goodman.
You're representing all bees of the world?
I'm kidding.
Okay. Once in a while, a dad joke won't be that funny, but will be a little charming. As long as it's not 80% of the movie.
You also own Honeyburton and Hunron.
90% of the movie.
Born on a farm, she believed it was man's divine right.
I don't think you were done positioning that woman's hands, film.
I enjoy what I do. Is that a crime?
I guess to double down on their random Ray Liotta joke, they actually get the real Ray Liotta, despite him looking a little too much like a Buffalo Bill skin mask.
Yeah,
this isn't a good fella. This is a bad fella.
Okay, tell me Seinfeld didn't look at that joke and say, this is garbage, let's go!
Yeah.
As the trial heats up, the movie suddenly remembers, oh yeah, didn't Vanessa have a boyfriend or something?
That's where I usually sit.
So,
what I'm
I
saying.
hear you're quite a tennis player. I'm not much for the game myself. I find the ball a little grabby.
Much like I am with your girlfriend. I'm a bad fella! Ken finally loses it and tries taking Barry out. Again, some of this works.
I've got issues!
And other times...
Surf's up, dude! Oh, that bowl is gnarly!
Really? Yeah, same here.
These are from the same episode, in case you're wondering. I don't think they're utilized enough.
What are you doing?
Vanessa stops him and, again, you swear the actors know what they're saying is so goddamn stupid that they have to shrug and have fun with it.
He happens to be the nicest bee I've met.
What are you talking about? Are there other bugs in your life?
I'm saying I know how you dress at night. Trial, the lawyer tries to get
That's
Barry's
funny.
crew so mad that they remind people why they usually don't like bees.
Doesn't your queen give birth to all the bee children?
Yeah, but...
So those aren't even your real parents.
That's a good point. We should question that more.
Holy shit.
Adam lashes out at him, giving up his stinger.
Oh, but Matthew Broderick
Could
died.
come forward to suck the poison from my heaving buttocks.
I don't know. Sure, let's be Ren and Stimpy for 2 seconds.
Yeah, seriously.
And again, I'm sorry. All the stuff around Adam's recovery really cracks me up. I love the giant bed. I love the artificial stinger as a cocktail sword. Even the morphine being a bare jar of honey really makes me laugh. So naturally, what's the stupid thing to follow?
Oh boy.
How long are we going to allow these
the
absurd
fuck?
shenanigans to go on?
That'll do it. Barry proves that bees are smoked to get honey, which is seen as cruel and unusual, and does result in this funny bit.
Honey slaves to the white man!
When white people talk about Seinfeld too much. The judge rules in the bees' favor, taking back all their honey, even recreating the collapse of Saddam's statue in Iraq with shoe hitting. That'll get a laugh out of the kids.
I had no idea.
I mentioned this was a DreamWorks production.
This is weird.
Piglet, delete the tapes of us.
I think we need to shut down!
And tell Xi Jinping, I'm sorry.
Shut down! We've never shut down!
With all the honey returned, it seems they now have too much honey, so the bees stop working and therefore stop pollinating, leading to the world all slowly dying. Yet, like I said, I legit had a hard time figuring out where this film was gonna go.
Where is everybody?
This was my new desk. This was my new job. I wanted to do it really well.
I like to show the importance of not just bees in society, but also how important just work is. Without it, the bees feel like they've lost a good chunk of who they are and they don't know what to do. In a genre where family films say working too much is bad, which is a good lesson, every once in a while it's good to hear, hey, doing your job well can be a damn good thing too.
How about a suicide pact?
How do we do
This
it?
movie has grown.
I'll sting you, you step on me.
That just kills you twice.
Also, I'm sorry, I gotta love a kid's flick where the words suicide pact are used. Vanessa says she's going to Pasadena to see the last of the flowers left in the Rose Parade, which gives Barry an idea. Get the rest of the flowers back to New York where he thinks he'll convince the bees to pollinate again.
I'm gonna go talk to the marshal.
You do that! This whole parade is a fiasco!
And that actress died. They get the flowers on the plane, and when Barry tries to convince the pilots to go faster, they get scared and accidentally knock each other out.
Now one's bald, one's in a boat, and they're both unconscious.
Is that another bee joke?
Literally half the common cards for this movie. The bees catch wind of what's going on and try to help them land the plane. And like I said, everyone makes fun that there's nothing in this movie, it's all bee puns, but I'm sorry, this is really damn creative.
Yeah.
Land on that flower! Pull forward, nose down, bring your tail up, rotate around it.
If you think I didn't do Quaaludes while writing this scene, again, you don't know my movies! The plane lands safely. I love nobody on there even notices the difference in the landing.
Yeah, right.
Bees manage to pollinate once more. Barry even becomes a pollen jock.
Between you and me, I was dying to get out of that office.
Really? Didn't go for a BN joke? That was the low-hanging fruit for you? Or maybe they're watching right now going, oh! Oh!
Probably. That's what I'm saying.
And that was B-Movie. Like I said before, it's one of those films you can usually figure out early if you're gonna be into it or not. I do see more the amount of groaners that are in this material, but I do also still see the creativity and fun angles and, dare I say it, some material that did make me laugh. Yes, the story's all over the place, but I do think that's intentional. I just don't think you're supposed to take much of this, hell, any of it seriously. And I really do give it credit that it was unpredictable. I'd much rather have something that's odd and kept me guessing than another "you're not insert occupation, here are you" story that acts like it's the first one to do it. Am I gonna pretend this is a great comedy? No, not by a long shot, but I do think there's some value in it, despite all the annoyances that the internet has given it.
A perfect report card. All B's.
Well, maybe add it to it. It may not be the best of Jerry Seinfeld's work, but it is unmistakably and indisputably Jerry Seinfeld's movie. I'm a nostalgia critic guy, remember? So you don't have it.
I don't know why he keeps trying to get me to imagine John Goodman's buttocks. But anyway. Yeah, after that sanity tormenting image, that was actually pretty good. It is a little funny. I mean, it is pretty fun. I never really got into it that much, you know. I don't know, but I guess every single time I see it, I enjoy it. So not much to say on that. But yeah, I'm. It kind of makes me want to watch the movie a little bit because it's pretty funny. Some of it's pretty funny, and I don't care. Some of the shit is not that cringy. I've heard way worse. But let me know what you think. What do you guys think of this movie? Remember, please smash that like button if you want to see more sexy and nerdy content, and subscribe. I think I deserve it. And remember, sign up for my Patreon for all my latest reactions to all my latest videos. And I'll see you in the next episode.